and welcome to another video. Today we will be unboxing this Musa fairy doll by Giochi Preziosi. I hope I have finally learned how to pronounce that company's name. I have tried for so long. So today we're opening this beautiful Musa fairy doll. The Winx dolls in Estonia are still 50% off, and that seems to be working out pretty well for the one store selling them Yuku, because most stores only have blooms, floras and stellas left. Obviously this isn't helped by the fact that a lot of the series only do have bloom, stella and flora, like the light up series only has 3 fairies, the concert series only has 3 fairies, and the ball gown series only has 3 fairies. So technically, so far, not counting for the new series, which we haven't gotten, at least in Estonia yet, the only series to have 6 fairies is the fairy series and the casual series, or the iconic series as they call it. And all of the Winx dolls are currently 50% off, and I have actually already wanted the Musa fairy doll for quite a while, but these dolls do have pretty bad quality control, and I wanted one that had her bangs straight, like not cut out in a way that's actually choppy. And this Musa has beautiful bangs, and I saw her and I just couldn't leave her on the shelves. I think Musa, when it comes to Winx dolls, tends to be one of my favorite characters. She's never been my absolute favorite. I do love her, but she's never been my absolute favorite in terms of characters in the show. But when it comes to dolls, she is often my favorite in many series. In the iconic series by Giochi Preziosi, I actually don't like her that much. I feel like translating Musa's pigtails into a doll is very hard. I don't think there's a single company who has managed that in a way that I have been 100% happy with it. With Mattel ones, they made them a little too long, so they would usually look like antennas in box. I'll find some pictures. I have one Mattel Musa doll with the pigtails, and I would always try to, as a kid, make her pigtails look less like one chunky antenna and more like the fluffy way they do in the series. Right now her hair looks very like tangled and messy, and I'm not good at doll restorations, so I haven't done anything with it, but at least it kind of looks more like it does on the series, to be honest. Actually, the old Giochi Preziosi ones probably did it the best. They look the most like the doll versions, but I've never had any of these Musas. I only have one bloom out of the entire old Giochi Preziosi lineup. I feel like they might have done Musa's pigtails the best, but the new Giochi Preziosi, her pigtails are too short. They look really tiny and a little bit ridiculous. Like, it feels like if her hair was like, if she was a real person, she would not quite have enough hair for the pigtails. But I get why they decided to do that. It's really hard to get them to hold the way they do in the series. They maybe look a little less pointed in the reboot, like the way they fall is maybe a little bit more natural, so maybe it would be actually possible to do that. But like in the original series especially, it's hard to get a hairstyle that looks like that. So all of this to say that this is my favorite Musa doll out of the ones that have been released for the reboot so far. By far, I like this Musa's hairstyle. Honestly, there aren't a ton of things I really love about the reboot. I just really enjoy the way her transformation hairstyle looks in the reboot and as a transformed doll. I can tell that her hair is a little bit longer, I think, when she transforms, but it's only a little bit, and I think this is like the perfect length for a doll hair, and I also think it's a really cool length for Musa as a character. I really like that they went with this hairstyle, and I really like this doll, and I really wanted to get it, and we're gonna unbox it. But before we do, I also wanted to talk about kind of the elephant in the room a little bit. I do think that this Musa doll will be one of the ones that will be harder to find later on, and I have no real intention of like investing in her or selling her later for profit, but honestly I do think that this is gonna be one of those dolls that's gonna be sought after and that people are gonna want to buy later on down the line, and that's gonna get really expensive if this doll line gets the kind of following that it gets really expensive. I mean, it's Winx. So far, Winx Club has a really solid following in the doll community sector anyways, so I don't think it would be impossible. I have already seen these dolls sell for more than they currently sell here in stores, and I wanted to make a video about that, kind of like telling people to be reasonable, but I've also thought like, hey, maybe I should do some reselling myself because they are currently at a very good price here. But I also don't want to be a scalper and scalp people before, because that's awful. Anyways, we're gonna unbox Musa now. Oh, I didn't speak about the back of her box, or in fact her box at all. She has this beautiful artwork of Musa here. It's stunning. I took off the price tag so that you can see it properly. It says Fairy. All of this part is holographic. I love it. I think it's very magical, very fairy. On the side, there's artwork of her in this correct outfit that she wears in this series as well. It looks very seductive. Can you guys see it? She has some red eyeshadow, which she doesn't have as a doll, but overall a beautiful artwork, and I like it. And here in the back you can see them as fairies, and it says become a fairy, at least in English, and then it says presumably the same thing in many other languages. And there's also some sort of product code that I haven't noticed before, which is interesting. And then in Estonian it says Winx Winx fairy doll. It has a little Estonian sticker. It also says 6 styles, and the artwork is just a reboot artwork. There's no artwork of the dolls, which I do think is sad. I do like when they put artwork of the dolls on the back of the boxes. I think that's kind of the way it should be, so that you can see all of the ones that you can collect. And you can also see if like the store doesn't have all of them. I think in-box collectors would absolutely kill me because I've just wrecked the box completely. Here she is, here she is. She is super cute. I really like her outfit. I like the little transparent bits. I think they have done those so elegantly. There's even this little hole bit here, and I like the added sparkles. I think the added sparkles make it look very magical, and I like how many different fabrics there are to her outfit. Like there's at least 3 different fabrics in her dress, and there's this ribbon here which I think is another fabric technically. Her shoes, obviously all the details are printed on, and they do look a little bit like Wellingtons or rain boots, but I do like that the details are at least nicely painted on. Her makeup doesn't have the red that it has in the show, but still cool. And her wings look very nice. Her bangs are very soft. There's no like gel in her bangs at all, and they fall very nicely. And now let's take her out of this cardboard. Here she is. I got her out. Be careful when taking out her wings, because these are attached with little strips as well. I would recommend taking the wing off using the velcro in the back first, and then cutting it out of the box. She has a little velcro here on the back of her outfit, and that's how you attach the wings. I do prefer the magnet version that Mattel did, but this is good as well. It just velcro wears out over time more. She also has her little pigtails. She has translucent rubber hairbands. You all know how I feel about rubber headbands. They will disintegrate over time, but right now they're fine. I would be really interested to see what her hair looks like if I undid it from the braids, but I'm not gonna do that right away. Again, her hair is very soft. Something I will give Giochi Preziosi credit for over and over is that the hair quality is very nice and very soft, and the bangs sit very nicely even without any kinds of gel. The dress sits very nicely as well. I like the different fabrics. I like sparkles. I do wish that her hair had some sort of tinsel in it as well, but it doesn't. The back of her wings are silver, and the front has the design in the show. It would be cool if it was double-sided, but I think the wings do look very cool, very realistic, very true to the show. I think she overall looks very faithful to the show. The eye makeup aside, I can't really see any details that aren't super accurate. If you can, then feel free to point it out in the comments. The boots do look a little chunky and you can see the line of the mold a little bit, but overall they look super cute. She's articulated the same way all of the other dolls in this series. She has 3 different positions for her legs. I think there's this little snap in the knees, which again, if you know my channel, I love that. So there's one that's like outwards that looks unnatural, there's the regular one, there's this one, and there's another one. So yeah. And we are gonna make her sit as well, because these dolls historically have some issues with sitting. I can already tell that she is gonna struggle as well because of the construction of the dress. Yeah, because the dress is quite stiff, she kind of struggles, and because of the way these dolls are done, they sit in a way that their legs fall apart a little bit in a way that's not very ladylike. Yeah, you see what I mean. And she has no underwear either, so yeah, I wish that they had given her like some shorts or something. Oh, she, like, there's a little crack, I don't know if you can hear it, but when I move her, just like this little cracking sound. I do like that they have gone for a very fine translucent fabric up here. And her arms, this arm is very loose. I think this one was the one that was positioned like that in the packaging, and this one is a little loose. This one as well, actually. Both of her arms feel very like not tightly done, but they do stand in position if I move them. There's no articulation in the wrist here, so nothing like that. Obviously there's the head articulation as well. There's nothing in the hips as well, so you just move her legs to get her to sit. And yeah, sitting is not these dolls' strong points, but that's okay. I feel like, you know, in their fairy forms they don't usually sit either, so in fairy forms that actually is pretty fine. I think she looks super cute and I'm super happy with her. I'm not gonna do size comparisons with all of the other Musas or all of the other dolls from different Winx lines, because I have done that for Stella already when I got the ball gown Stella, and a little bit for Bloom as well, and I've done it in all of my other Giochi Preziosi unboxings, so check these out. I have unboxed 2 Stellas and 2 Blooms, and this is my first Musa from Giochi Preziosi. I'll link all of them down below. Maybe I'll make a playlist. So this is my first doll out of the fairy line. I love her, I love her dress, I love how accurate she is to the show, and I actually love Musa's transformation in the reboot as well. Let me know if you like this doll. Do you guys want to see her without her boots on? That's actually rather difficult. Okay, here is what her legs look like. And the boots are easier to put back than to take off, so yeah. And the little Velcro is pretty tiny, but it doesn't seem to be coming off like if I were to play with her and move her around. And her wings do seem to flutter if I move her like that, which I think is really, really cool. So yeah, I'm really happy with her. I think it was the correct decision to get her now before she runs out of the shelves. And I feel like Bloom, Stella and Flora are definitely easier to get. So if you want to get Musa and Tecna and you are still able to at the moment, then I definitely recommend getting those 2. I don't recommend using dolls as an investment, but I do think that if you love collecting Winx Club like as much as I do, then she is a good doll to get in case you like Musa and Tecna dolls also specifically, because she is gonna be harder to get in the future, I believe, and scalpers are gonna ask insane money for her. Actually, the back of her wings isn't just completely solid rainbow, like this solid holographic material. There is the wing details, the wing patterns are also visible. I'll show you close-ups later, so that's cool. Oh, we forgot to do a very important test. Does she stand on her own? She does! She does! I'll show you close-ups later. So she does stand on her own. Yay! I love this about these dolls. I love the fact that they can stand. It almost makes up for the fact that they can't properly sit. I absolutely love it. If you have enjoyed this video, then make sure to check out all of these other videos elsewhere on the screen. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in another video.